Hey everyone, it is August 13th and this is a fishy update. So I've been testing out Easy Green and I can't quite tell for certain like how much plants are growing, like how much better they're growing or not. I can tell you that it's helping this plant that's been dying for a long time. In the front here, this is Linderna. I think it's Linderna rotundifolia, but you know, don't quote me on it. Someone sold it to me as Bacopa monnieri, but that is way different. But anyway, all of that aside, this was dying. It had little leaves, like very, very tiny leaves for a long time. You can see like down here, there's really tiny ones that are oval shaped. And now we're getting to the top where like there's better growth, and this is where the fertilizer would be affecting the plant, is in the new growth. So all these little new top bits have nice rounder leaves and are slightly larger. So I'm thinking that has to do with the fertilizer. And of course the ammonia gracilis is still being weird. It was doing good and then now it's not doing good. Someone mentioned calcium, or they gave me an idea and they mentioned calcium too. So I'm like thinking maybe it is a calcium issue. I have this plant, which I believe is a weed. I'll figure out what it is eventually. I think it's a weed, but I have this one growing underwater in a different tank, which would be awesome because that means this weed that is prevalent is an aquarium plant, or can be a good aquarium plant, and that adds to my collection of crazy aquarium plants that I collect. And yeah, this little baggie here is to collect some of the seeds. It's pretty interesting. The seeds are like these little, they're in like these little green pea pods kind of, and when the seed pod will be dry, it just kind of explodes and seeds are thrown everywhere. So yeah, that is hence the bag, if I can collect seeds, which I think I already have some in there, but they're so tiny, hard to see. Oh wait, I'll just show you this. Okay, sneak peek. This was a little short I was gonna haven't made it yet, but this is a little terrarium with aquarium plants. I think this is a maidenhair fern. I think that looks really nice, minus the sticky wrap at the top. So yep, eventually I'll probably take that off, but kind of waiting to make sure that everything is good before I rip the band-aid off. Anyways, I'm just sitting here wondering what my new fish room is gonna look like and the logistics of it all. If there's one word to describe myself, it's probably an over planner, or I guess that's 2 words. I just will over plan the heck out of anything, and to me I'd rather have like backup plans on backup plans before I do anything massive like make another fish room. So I'm thinking I'm gonna steer away from planted tanks. Yeah, I mean, I love planted tanks. I love doing this whole thing, kind of see there, but my biggest issue is that mulm gets trapped in the substrate very easily and is such a pain to kind of just clean out. Bare bottom is just so much easier in terms of maintenance. It's so easy to just, you know, point the siphon in that direction and it'll just suck everything out. I know I'm gonna have my plants in probably 20 longs, or maybe 33 longs, or maybe a 30-gallon breeder, something that has like a pretty big square foot but is not as deep. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the way I'm gonna go for these tanks, just all bare bottom, and I will have, of course, some amount of plants like you can see here. I've been growing my moss on these little logs, so this is like kind of connected to a suction cup that's on this other side of the tank. But yeah, so we have moss in here, more moss, a rhizome plant. I think this is the combo that I like the best for these bare bottom tanks. Floating type plants up here, and actually I've been using house plants too because they are really efficient at growing, or better than aquarium plants. don't know what this is. I think it's called like a cheese plant or something because it's got holes in the leaves. It's supposed to be above the water, but this one fell in and it's been growing like that for months now, so I've just left it in the water. It's not rotting, it's growing slowly. So yeah, we got that one in there, growing in that one, growing over here. So yeah, this is a bare bottom too. This is just even more full of plants, and the fish are looking pretty happy and healthy. And yep, it is a 5.5 gallon. So I'm thinking these tanks are just way easier to maintain than the planted tanks. I'll have plants, I'll still have planted tanks and showcase tanks, but they won't be like, I want my harvesting, farming, plant grow tanks to be just one massive tank or a few massive tanks and not just every single tank. It would make my life a little easier. So if I'm gonna have a lot more fish tanks, that would be the way to go. I have my little daphnia culture now going successfully. I know it's hard to see because they're, oh, there you go, you can kind of see at the top there. There is just a whole mess of daphnia in here. And what I've been doing is I have my green water culture back here, which, nope, there is no pump or anything to be swirling the algae around. I kind of just do that once a day. Needs to top off. But anyways, every day I fill it up to here. Might as well just do that now. This is just some dechlorinated tap water with a little bit of remineralizer in it because my water is super soft. So I fill it up to about where this container is gonna kind of start bending, and I have done it. I have finally made the leap to do Aquarium Co-op's Easy Green, and that's what I've been doing for this. Just like one pump, half a pump, I don't know. That's about good. Let me stir it up. And yeah, I should probably get rid of the duckweed in here and in here. I'm thinking the smartest idea to do this would be to get one of these Brita containers up there in the future. Put the green water into one of those, so this green water will probably be in a container for easy little spout access to get it out. And yeah, we have a bunch of little stuff in here. This is the mix of pond water that I got from someone. They had some daphnia in there, but the movement wasn't normal. Like, it was some different species that kind of hangs out at the bottom. So I do have, I believe, 2 species of daphnia in here, although the fish don't care. They'll eat anything. And honestly, I think the little darting movement of this normal daphnia, or the most common one, that kind of movement is, I think, what gets the fish's attention a little more. We also have some ostracods in here and some copepods. They just kind of make their way into everything, but that's fine. They're not overtaking the culture by any means, so that's that. I would love to just amass a giant column full of daphnia, but the issue is the more mouths there are to feed, the faster they will eat the food. So I try not to let my culture get too overrun with them. So it's kind of like a balancing act, to be honest. Like, I need to have a culture going, but I don't want to overrun the culture with too many little mouths to feed, because then that is more food and could possibly be more pollution in the water. What I have been feeding the daphnia, other than the green water, is I've been feeding them this Sierra Micron food, which is basically a, hold on, give me a moment. There we go. It's a powdery food. Let's see if it focuses. Yeah, so it's powder, and when you put it in the water, it's like a blue-green color. So very sparingly, little itty-bitty pinches of that. So I really do not want to pollute the water. I don't want to overdo it with the food, because last time I had daphnia, I kept it going for like a few months. It was going good for a long time. I had multiple cultures going, but I think I went on vacation. Then when I came back from vacation, I overfed because their population was lower, and I was feeding as if it was the same amount as always, but I hadn't been feeding them for a week, so you can imagine that some didn't make it. But yeah, we're gonna be more careful with this one. Definitely gonna be in a different container eventually, I think. And I do want to get multiple green water containers going with the little spout at the bottom. That would be way nice to save on time. And I try not to suck up this mulm. I could remove it, but I've noticed that all of the little like hatchling, or I don't know what you call them, little baby daphnias, they're always like hovering right above the mulm at the bottom. So I feel like that's their little nursery or something. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I've noticed that, so I try not to suck up any of the mulm and I just leave that in there for them. And I guess you're starving to death, aren't you? Let us feed you.
So, what happened? This is all footage from the past of 2024, yes, and we are in 2025. I do understand. I wasn't clear, but I actually bought my first house, and currently, in the past, in the present, still working on rebuilding the new fish room. So that explains maybe that a little better and why I completely stopped making videos for a little bit. Thanks everyone for sticking with me up until the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And my computer cannot store any more footage, so I'm forced to make more videos. Probably a good thing.